Near the quiet English village of Oakton, a peaceful forest lay, its edge marked by a small village. In this village lived a young boy named Ryan. He was honest, kind, and hardworking. But Ryan had one habit that always made him unhappy. He often compared himself to others. Whenever he saw his friend James, who always got the highest marks in school, Ryan would think, "I wish I were as smart as him." When he saw his neighbor Leo, who came from a rich family, he would think, "I wish I had as much money as him." Even when he saw someone run faster than him, he would sigh and say, "I wish I could run that fast." Slowly, Ryan's heart filled with sadness. He lost interest in his studies and didn't enjoy his work. He began to believe that he could never be as successful as those around him. One day, a wise old sage came to the village. People said he had helped many understand the deeper truths of life. When Ryan heard this, he decided to meet him and talk about his feelings. He said, "Sir, I work very hard, but every time I see someone better than me, I feel small and sad. I feel like I'll never be like them. Can you help me?" The sage smiled and said, "Come to the old oak tree in the forest tomorrow morning. You'll find your answer there." Ryan thought the request was odd, but he trusted the sage's wisdom. So early the next morning, as the sun was rising, Ryan walked to the big oak tree. The sage was already waiting for him. "Look around you," the sage said. "What do you see?" Ryan looked at the forest and replied, "There are so many trees. Some are tall, some short, some have lots of fruit, and others have none." The sage smiled and said, "Now, imagine if that apple tree over there started feeling sad because it wasn't as tall as the pine tree, or if the pine tree complained because it didn't grow sweet fruit like the apple tree. Would that make sense?" Ryan laughed. "No, that would be silly." "Exactly," said the sage. "So now tell me, how does this forest look to you?" Ryan looked around and said, "It looks beautiful and peaceful." The sage nodded. "That is the truth of life. Just like every tree has a unique purpose, every person has their path. The apple tree gives fruit, the pine tree gives shade and strength. They're both important in their way." Still unsure, Ryan asked, "But how can I be happy with who I am?" The sage walked with him to a small pond nearby. Fish swam in the water, and birds flew above. The sage pointed to a bird and said, "If one of those fish started feeling bad because it couldn't fly like the bird, would that be fair?" Ryan shook his head. "Of course not. Fish are meant to swim, not fly." The sage smiled again. "Then why are you trying to be like others? You have your own strengths, Ryan, qualities others don't have. Stop trying to be someone else." In that moment, something changed in Ryan. He understood. Every person is unique. Comparing ourselves only brings sadness. From then on, he stopped focusing on what others had and started working on his own strengths. As time passed, Ryan's confidence grew. He studied with joy, worked with passion, and slowly built a life he was proud of. Years later, Ryan became a successful businessman, the most respected person in the village. When people asked him the secret to his success, he would simply smile and say, "Never compare yourself to others. A fish will never fly, but if it masters swimming, it can rule the ocean. The sun and the moon shine at different times, but both are beautiful in their way. Focus on your path. Know your strengths. That's where true success begins." If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another tale that could change your perspective. See you next time on Tales by Jay.